First, it was leaked to Gizmodo. That was the iPhone 4G prototype that you saw. It was actually claimed back by Apple. Personally, I would expect at least a 5 megapixel camera, maybe even an 8 megapixel camera, and I would definitely expect 720p video recording as well for the camera. The design of the iPhone 4th generation is going to be way different than the 3GS. You can check out my separate video when I actually talked about the leaked iPhone 4th generation, and I gave a lot of information about it. I'll have the link in the sidebar. Also, what to expect software-wise. I'm definitely expecting iLife 2010 to be announced at WWDC 2010. As you all know, it's already May 31st, and of course, there's no iLife 2010. iLife 09 and other iLives have already been announced by this time of the year in past years. For example, iLife 09, I think it was actually announced in January of 2009, so it's definitely overdue for a new version of iLife. Moving on with software, there's definitely going to be a new version of Final Cut Studio to be announced. Final Cut Studio is a video editing program for all of you that don't know. There's actually two different programs, Final Cut Express and Final Cut Pro, and I've definitely used both of the programs. They're very similar. Final Cut Express is the cheaper version. It's around $200, and then Final Cut Pro is over, I think it's about $2,000. So maybe expect more complex tools in Final Cut Pro, and maybe Apple may even make Final Cut Express a little bit easier to use. Now moving on to new hardware products, I'm definitely expecting a new Mac Pro to be announced at WWDC 2010. We're definitely overdue with a new Mac Pro. There possibly may be one with a 6-core processor and one with a 12-core processor. Also, I'm expecting a new MacBook Air. As you all know, the MacBook Air was announced maybe 2 years ago, I don't know exactly, and it's pretty disappointing. The thing is very, very expensive. The specs are definitely outdated by now. And I just don't know who's still buying the MacBook Air. It's a cool computer and all, but Dell even released a computer this year, the Dell Examo XPS, that's skinnier than the MacBook Air.